If you never heard of Willie Lynch, The Making of a Slave, then I advise you look into it because it may shed some light on how these people have been using the devices of Christianity and the likes employed as tactics to separate black people from our indigenous culture and history. And if that's not true, then how come I can't go to any black Christian congregation and learn about true African American history? I mean, before the fall of Africa, before slavery, before all that, black people had a civilization with a history and a culture with science and mathematics, and they was building shit, and the first scientific text was in Africa, the first hospitals was in Africa. But we don't learn this in church. We are taught to adopt the Jewish culture as if it's our own, and to even disregard our own culture as if it's evil. Like, you ask any black person, every black person knows the commandments, the stories, the stories, the sons, the fathers, the characters of the Jewish culture of the Torah, all the way down to the Christian culture of Jesus Christ in the New Testament, all the way to Revelations. You ask a black person who was King David or who was King Solomon, then they'll be able to tell you. Ask a black person who was any of the pharaohs of Egypt, and they draw a blank. Or if they even knew that Egypt was in Africa and that the Egyptians was black. And you probably just presented them with some new information. We have even been taught that our own culture is evil, and that people of African descent was cursed in the Bible. In Genesis 9:25, Noah cursed his son Ham and said that his son Canaan shall serve as servants of servants to his brother's sons, Shem and Japheth. So after the flood, it was nobody left but Noah and his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So, and their wives, and they repopulated the whole entire earth with two of every animal on a goddamn boat for 40 days. So, I know that motherfucker stunk. So one day Noah gets super drunk on some wine, and he's super geeked inside of a cave, and he fall asleep butt naked, fall out in the middle of this cave because he's so drunk off this wine, and his son Ham walks in. His son Ham actually means in ancient Hebrew, it actually means Shem, which means hot, burnt, black. So his hot, burnt, black son comes in like, what the fuck going on? Dad, they here naked, drunk as fuck. So he go out there and tell his brothers, like, look, y'all go in there and take care of that. Pop's in there fucked up. So they go in there and they cover their dad up and whatnot. When Noah wake up, he's so drunk he had to ain't even remember what happened. He like, so what the fuck going on? And then they're like, well, yeah, Ham came in here and he came here and told us that you was in here fucked up, looking like a damn fool. So I guess Noah was embarrassed or whatever. So he was like, well, shit, I'm gonna curse your son Ham to be slaves of Shem and Japheth, your brother's sons, and Shem and Japheth, they gonna live in the same tents while you serve both of them. And then, not only that, but God actually reinforced this whole entire curse throughout the whole Old Testament when he was ordering the Hebrew Israelites to take the land of the Canaanites or the Africans and kill everybody. And 2 Chronicles 15, 12, 13, and Deuteronomy 13, 13 through 18, and Ezekiel 9, 5 through 7, and 1 Samuel 15, 2 through 3, it got extremely disgusting when God, the Lord Almighty God said, kill all the Amalekites, from the men to the women to the children to the infants, even kill the Amalekites' donkeys, the Amalekites being Canaanites or Africans. So it's like, damn, what did these African children do that was so evil to die that you had to kill even the infants? Even the infants was cursed and evil. So even Jesus reinforced this curse in the New Testament in Matthew 15, 22 through 28, when a Canaanite woman came to Jesus and was like, yeah, Jesus, my daughter's possessed. Can you help me? My daughter's possessed. He ignored her. And to the point where they were like, man, Jesus, do you hear this woman talking to us? What do you want us to do? Send her away or something? And Jesus tells this woman, look, woman, he tells this Canaanite woman, I've only come for the lost sheep of Israel. What do I look like giving the dogs the bread that I'm supposed to give to the children? Literally, considering this woman a dog compared to the lost sheep of Israel, who he considered the children. And not only until she said, well, Lord, doesn't even the the dog eat the crumbs that fall off the master's table? She had to literally reduce herself down to acknowledging that she's a dog, less important than the children of Israel, and is just willing to eat the crumbs off the table before Jesus said that he will heal her daughter. So what does this subconsciously teach a black man when they read this story in the Bible? That us being black can still be loved. We can even still be saved by this white Jesus Christ. But not before we recognize and acknowledge that we are less in value than the lost sheep of Israel, whoever that may be, or to the white people. That we are less in value to them. And we have to reduce ourselves to even being dogs eating off the master's table. That's what that subconsciously tells a black person when they read that story. And the fact that in Genesis 9:27 it says that Shem and Japheth shall tent together, and that Canaan shall be slaves to them. So maybe that's why the Roman Catholic Church and the Jewish people are just so damn rich and just running shit today. And maybe that's why black people have been subjected to the transatlantic slave trade, to civil rights, to mass incarcerations, to unarmed black men being killed by the police, to Africa being depleted, raped and molested of its natural resources. Maybe that's why. Because the sons of Shem and Japheth are still living up good to this day, and we have been cursed in the Bible. But, of course, that whole story, that whole Bible is all some bullshit that they have kept pushing into us in our community to keep us mentally enslaved years after they release us from these physical chains in which imprison us